The movie kicks off with the grand legend of El Dorado, the magnificent city of gold, said to have been created by the divinities 1,000 years ago. Fast forward to Spain 1519. The ambitious and ruthless Cortés is preparing to set sail on his grand expedition. Meanwhile, two clever con men, Tulio and Miguel, are hustling a game of dice against Zaragoza, one of Cortés's crew members. Using their loaded dice, they win an incredible prize, a map to the legendary city of El Dorado. But before they can celebrate, they're caught red-handed. Thinking fast, they fake an argument to create a distraction and make a daring escape. A series of chaotic misadventures, including an encounter with a runaway bull and some very narrow streets, leads them to hide inside two water barrels, which are promptly loaded onto Cortés's ship. At sea, their luck takes a turn when they're discovered and thrown into the brig. Fortunately, they make a surprising ally, Altivo, Cortés's noble horse. With some quick thinking and an apple as a bribe, they convince Altivo to fetch the keys, allowing them to escape. Stealing a small boat, the duo, along with their new four-legged friend, make a daring bid for freedom. The two con men quickly realize they have absolutely no supplies. No food, no fresh water, and worst of all, no idea where they're actually going. While Tulio panics and blames Miguel, their arguments don't help the situation. Poor Altivo, who was used to being treated like a royal warhorse, is not happy about being stranded at sea. He quickly realizes that his favorite snack, apples, is nowhere to be found. When Tulio eats the last bit of food, a single apple, Altivo is furious and glares at him with full-on betrayal. After a rough journey, they finally reach land. As they drag themselves onto the beach, Miguel suddenly realizes something incredible. They've landed right at the first marker on their treasure map. Instead of being stranded in the middle of nowhere, they are officially on the path to El Dorado. Excited by their good fortune, they set off on the adventure of a lifetime. Along the way, they rescue a small armadillo who decides to tag along, and they continue following the ancient markers, shadows of an eagle, a weeping face, a dragon, and more until they reach the final clue. A large stone stele bearing the image of the divinities of El Dorado and their mighty steed. To their surprise, the carvings look eerily similar to Tulio, Miguel, and Altivo. Before they can process this, Tulio, frustrated and thinking their quest is a bust, sarcastically offers his half of the big rock to Miguel. But before Miguel can respond, a young woman named Chell bursts onto the scene, fleeing from El Dorado's guards. In no time, the guards capture all of them and lead them through a hidden waterway behind a waterfall, straight into the breathtaking city of gold. They are greeted by Chief Tanny and the High Priest Tzekel-Kan. Just when things seem uncertain, the local volcano has a convenient little start and stop eruption, convincing the people that Tulio and Miguel are indeed the long-prophesied gods of El Dorado, arriving at the dawn of the age of the jaguar. The duo is taken to their new luxurious quarters atop a grand pyramid, where Chell, eager to leave El Dorado herself, offers to help them maintain their charade. That evening, the city throws a spectacular celebration in their honor. Tulio and Miguel are having the time of their lives. At dawn, their carefree fun takes a dark turn when High Priest Tzekel-Kan gathers the citizens for a ritual sacrifice in honor of their arrival. As the morning sun rises, a bound and blindfolded man is brought forward, kneeling at the top of the grand temple steps. Tzekel-Kan, ecstatic to have divine beings present, eagerly prepares to carry out the sacred ritual, raising a gleaming ceremonial dagger. Tulio and Miguel, watching from their thrones, quickly realize what's about to happen. Their expressions go from confusion to horror as they see the high priest about to strike. To that they abruptly stops the sacrifice. They also prevent an excessive amount of gold from being tossed into a whirlpool, supposedly the gateway to the spirit realm of Xivalva. The gold is instead taken to the temple for safekeeping. Meanwhile, Cortés has landed and begun following their trail. As the days pass, Tulio becomes increasingly nervous about keeping up the con, while Chell does her best to ease his stress. Meanwhile, Miguel sneaks out to explore the city and quickly bonds with its people. Tzekel-Kan, growing suspicious, questions Tulio about how he wishes his sacrifices to be conducted. Soon after, Tulio and Miguel find themselves roped into an intense Aztec-style ball game. They cleverly swap the ball with their armadillo friend and manage to win. However, when the losing team is offered up for sacrifice, Miguel angrily refuses, publicly dismissing Tzekel-Kan. This marks the beginning of a rift between the two friends. Miguel, now truly enamored with Dorado, confesses to Chief Tanny that he wants to stay. Meanwhile, Tulio, falling for Chell, secretly plans to take her and as much gold as possible and leave. Tzekel-Kan, however, has made a startling discovery. Miguel has a small cut on his arm. And gods do not bleed. Realizing he has been deceived, the high priest turns to dark magic. Using an ancient spell book, he sacrifices one of his acolytes to bring a giant stone jaguar statue to life. Now under his command, the monstrous jaguar chases Tulio and Miguel through the city, up into the volcano and finally to the whirlpool altar. Thinking quickly, the two friends use a variation of their old Spain trick to fool Tzekel-Kan. Both he and the jaguar tumble into the whirlpool. Unfortunately for Dorado, Tzekel-Kan washes up at the feet of Cortez, revealing the hidden passage to the city in exchange for revenge. Back in Dorado, Miguel has fully embraced the city as his new home, while Tulio and Chell prepare to leave. As the final farewell celebrations take place, a problem arises. Cortez and his men are on their way. Realizing they must act fast to save the city, Tulio comes up with a risky plan, crashing the ship into the supporting pillars of the waterway passage, blocking the entrance forever. To give the ship enough momentum, they decide to topple one of the city's massive water cisterns. But things move faster than expected. In a daring last-second move, Miguel leaps off Altivo's back onto the ship to release the sail. The plan works. The ship barrels into the passage, destroying the entrance and sealing Dorado from the outside world forever. Hiding nearby, they watch as Tzekel-Kan and Cortez reach the now-blocked passage. Cortez, furious, turns his wrath on the fallen priest. Meanwhile, Tulio, Miguel, Chell, and Altivo take a moment to process what just happened. They may have saved Dorado, but they also lost all the gold, so much gold. But hey, adventure awaits. As they ride off toward new misadventures, they remain blissfully unaware that Altivo still has one golden prize, his shiny gold horseshoes. And he has no intention of giving them up. So guys, what do you think about this recap, and do you know? Although The Road to Dorado underperformed financially when it was released, it later gained a strong cult following. Fans especially love the hilarious dynamic between Tulio and Miguel, and the movie is now considered an underrated gem. We hope that you like the video. Subscribe our channel to have more fun recaps. See you in the next one.